Good evening, everyone. What's up? Ate a satisfying meal, topped it off the measly dessert. So Mr. Hata speaking. Previously, there was a Google Hangout, an actual Google Hangout with a few Google Plus friends, and a few other videos. There are also a few SpongeBob rants. There will be one more SpongeBob rant coming up soon, today or tomorrow. Haven't decided yet. Sorry if that's off topic, but today is going to be another ultimate rant, and this is going to be a multi-part rant to Nickelodeon channel. This is going to be a rant on Nickelodeon's main channel, just Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon. What on earth is there to say about Nickelodeon that most wouldn't have said? Nickelodeon is in serious trouble. To most people, Nickelodeon is dead to most people, and that is an agreeable opinion for most. How on earth is Nickelodeon still not improving? Nickelodeon, even a year ago of Nickelodeon, was better than today. It is currently 8:14 a.m., July 10, 2015, and there has not been one single improvement in Nickelodeon over the years. Even in the last few months, when there was a Nickelodeon rant back in April or May, no sign of improvement. It is the same scheduling as it's been a few months ago and even a few years ago. But in this rant, there's going to be a discussion on the downfall of Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon may have started to go down 2003 just by a tad. 2005 it kind of went a little downhill, but it wasn't as noticeable as now. But 2006 was one of its last watchable years. 2006 wasn't bad at all. But 2006 was actually an okay year. 2007 was the first bad year. That's when TV went downhill, was 2007, but Nickelodeon definitely was dying in 2007. And 2008 was even worse. 2009, Sean Sampson and a Halo fan, who were both in a Google Hangout last night, they agreed that Nickelodeon was okay in 2009. It was nothing great, not any better than 2006, but it was actually better than 2007 and 2009. But that's when Nickelodeon started to only care about SpongeBob and sitcoms, or maybe around 2009. Not sure yet. Just assuming that was probably like 2009, when all they cared about were those two aspects of the channel. And it just dropped off from there. It began to fall into an abyss. It never got out. It was worse in 2010. 2011 was when most people agreed at 2000. Pretty much 99% of the people agree that Nickelodeon was dead by 2011. Was really downhill. But yeah, some do agree that in 2009 it did go downhill too. But Nickelodeon in 2011, they only cared about SpongeBob and sitcoms and almost nothing else. 2012, about the same as 2011, but even 2012 was better than today. 2012 didn't even make as many poor decisions as today. I mean, yes, it was a SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, and sitcoms and Nick Jr. garbage, but nonsense, but at least there were a couple more cartoons that aired, at least a few more cartoons. 2013 was maybe slightly more downhill than 2012, but it was still meh. At least there were a couple cartoons. Even though Sanjay and Craig, Rabbids Invasion, and a few other cartoons were hated, at least they were better than just seeing sitcoms and SpongeBob every day. Seeing Seeing SpongeBob in sitcoms and Little Fairly Odd Parents almost every day got boring. Even watching Fairly Odd Parents is more entertaining than SpongeBob and his sitcoms. And even unpopular cartoons, including Sanjay and Craig and Rabbit's Invasion, is even more entertaining than this nonsense. This nonsense needs to stop already. 2014 was worse than 2013. They even aired, somewhere around like the fall of 2014 was worse, because that's when they started to air less cartoons than they did in earlier of 2014. And people are going to disagree because they hated the cartoons, but at least they were a little better than at least they were better than the sitcoms and SpongeBob 24/7. Oh dear. 2015 just got worse in January. Even the beginning of 2015 was worse than the end of 2014. It was just SpongeBob and sitcoms and just a little bit of Fairly Odd Parents, just a touch of Fairly Odd Parents, 24/7 literally, from morning to night, from dawn to dusk. And Nick Jr. not to mention. No. And now it's just as bad as it was before. There will be another part to this rant soon, but that will be about the current scheduling. But 2015, no sign of improvement whatsoever. Nickelodeon is officially dead. It's been officially dead since around maybe 2013, 2014 the most. But as of 2015, as of today, 8:19 a.m., July 10, 2015, it is very dead. It is doomed. It is stuck in a rut. It's in big trouble. It's in danger of not improving. And no, we're done with you, Nickelodeon. Most people are done with Nickelodeon. No more of this nonsense, Nickelodeon. Why on earth did they do that? Did they have to keep getting worse and worse? It's like Nickelodeon has been downhill for 8 years. Well, 2009 was okay. It was better than 2007, but not as great as 2006. But 9 years, Nickelodeon has been downhill for as long as Cartoon Network and almost as long as Disney, but not as long as PBS Kids and Boomerang. Sorry for being off topic. Those channels went downhill more recently, just a couple years ago. But no more of this nonsense, Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon needs to wake up and look at why it has dangerously deteriorated. Nickelodeon has deteriorated all the way. This is just a disappointment. Nickelodeon is maybe the worst channel to most. The reason why most people say Nickelodeon is dead, we'll save that for another rant, so we can max out a number of rants for this topic. But Nickelodeon scheduling is even worse than... It is just as bad as Cartoon Network scheduling, even worse. On many occasions, Nickelodeon scheduling is even worse than Cartoon Network's, and it's even worse than Disney sometimes. Wait, it's usually as bad as Disney's, and it's even worse than, and at least it's not as bad as Boomerang's, which that has the worst scheduling, and it's as bad as PBS Kids scheduling. That's a sign of how poor Nickelodeon's been. Nickelodeon is not going to learn its lesson because it has been 8 long years of being in a depression, being in a dark era, and Nickelodeon can be divided into many periods of its short periods of its dark era. We'll get to that in another rant, though. Overall, Nickelodeon has just been getting worse and worse year after year after year. Heck, it's been getting worse a few months after a few months after a few months. Nickelodeon even keeps falling even a couple times in 1 year. And that's a big disappointment. Nickelodeon fell downhill even faster than Cartoon Network is on several occasions. But Nickelodeon is done. There's going to be 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 more rants on Nickelodeon and one last rant on SpongeBob. With that, that is all there's to say for this rant. See you on the next Nickelodeon rant. Peace out. Yeah, good night.